So Archana, whenever you are ready, let me know.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, folks. Hello, North Texas. Namaste. Welcome to the first ever HungerMitao Evening of Gratitude and Awards. I am Raj Asava. I will be your co-host tonight, along with my good friend Archana Nair. Archana.
Welcome, everyone. I am so excited to see so many familiar names and faces from North Texas. But Raj, don't we also have friends from around the country and the world tuned in tonight?
Yes, Archana. We have people from all over US and from folks back home. In fact, I think my in-laws are watching, so I have to be in my best behavior here. But we are so excited that they got up so early in the morning to join us and encourage us on this very important event.
Yes, friends, we have a very exciting 90 minutes planned for all of you. So please grab a drink, make yourselves comfortable, and enjoy the show. I just have a few housekeeping rules to make this an engaging and pleasant experience for everyone. The first thing is please set your Zoom cameras to speaker view. That way you can see the speakers, instead of having the gallery view. Keep your cameras on if you can. This will enable us to see each other. And believe me, that's the next best thing than to being together. And we will also be taking some cool screenshots, so we would love to have you in it. Please post any questions and feedback you might have in the group chat. So any questions, any feedback you have, please, I can already see the chat active, but please post it there. A note to our speakers tonight. You will be requested to unmute just before it is your turn to speak. So please look for a little box that says, unmute yourself. And most importantly, please have fun.
And Archana, I just found out that we are going to have an after party.
Yes, so, there's going to be some rocking music. And so everyone, please do stick around after the show. To start with, we're going to start tonight's program with a short informational video from Feeding America.
I am what hunger looks like in America. I am an 8-year-old girl who's not excited for the last day of school. Because this may be the last time I'll have lunch till September. I am a single father of 2 who works 3 part-time jobs, and that's still not enough to put food on the table. I am a 16-year-old boy who just got my first job to help feed my little sisters. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew they were hungry.
Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Boy, that was a revealing, sobering, informational clip. Archana, while the hunger issue is growing due to the pandemic and cause helplessness, I am extremely proud that the Indian American community, through the HungerMitao movement, has stepped up and become an impactful part of the solution in the fight against hunger. Tonight is a very special night for HungerMitao and the entire Indian American community. For those of you who are not entirely aware of what we are, HungerMitao is not an organization, my friend. It is a 100% volunteer-driven grassroots movement focused on channeling the resources of the Indian American community in the fight against hunger. So I think we are at a point right now, Archana, where we need to be able to tell people the fact that today is not about fundraising. Today is not about asking you to hit the donate button. Today is our way, Archana, I, the entire HungerMitao team, to tell the Indian community, thank you. Gratitude from the bottom of my heart. What do you say, Archana?
Yes, I agree with you, Raj. It is Definitely, it's good to be around, such amazing people who come together. So, uh,
Exactly.
yeah. So tonight we have a very packed program with very exciting elements. We will honor our awardees and their achievements, learn about the changing face of hunger in America from Feeding America and North Texas Food Bank, and learn how the Indian American community is galvanizing to make a significant impact. We will also have a fireside chat with our very special guest, Bollywood and Hollywood actor Omi Vaidya, aka Chatur Ramalingam, the silencer, from the movie Three Idiots, and be entertained by the several wonderful performances by the Virtual Arts for Humanity group. And of course, we have prizes to look forward through the whole evening. Now, like Raj mentioned, tonight is not an active fundraiser. However, please do visit our exciting HungerMitao auction website. We have had our local artists and businesses who have donated very generously their products and services to help raise money for North Texas Food Bank. The site has a donate button, and you just have to go there and you can even give just a donation if you don't want to buy anything. The website is ntfb.org/HungerMitao.
Well, speaking about auction and giveaways, etc., Archana, why don't we do our first giveaway? We had mentioned to folks that those who will register early, like 50th registrant, the 100th person who registers, we'll have something really cool for them. And boy, do we have something cool for them. We have put together a very special HungerMitao NTFB swag bag, fancy term, but
Yeah.
we got something really cool stuff in there. We got HungerMitao t-shirts, not one, but two. We have coffee mugs. We have Starbucks coffee packets in there. We got some neat little goodies and nice little swag bag. So we actually are ready to announce our first winner, and that is Mona Aluwalia.
Yay, Mona, she's actually my friend. Is she here? Mona, are you here? If you are, please type in your name in the chat box and we will connect with you. Someone will connect with you and get your prize to you.
So, Mona, besides your name, well, I guess just the name is good enough. Just put your name and we will get hold of you. And Archana, you already asked people to kind of, have fun, sit back, kick back, get a drink. So why not we kick off the program with a performance?
You know what, Raj? That is a brilliant idea. Friends, we have a few exciting performance sequences from a very talented group, Virtual Arts for Humanity, a student group you will learn more about this evening. Here is their first performance, specially crafted for this event and for all of you. I was just saying that was a spectacular performance. So graceful, so beautiful. Thank you, VH. We are looking forward to your upcoming performances as well.
And I was thinking,
And somebody just crashed my screen here. Is that allowed? Hold on. I thought social distancing.
it's allowed.
This is.
Okay, I'll put a mask on. But since this is our awards and gratitude night, I was thinking we should probably introduce our first awardee.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I think that's a fantastic idea. Let's get our first awardee announced here. So, our first awardee tonight is 12-year-old Reina Daniels. I think many of us know her. Reina earned her black belt in Taekwondo at the age of 10 and loves writing poems. Reina says, I was motivated to provide food for people that I need in my own city because I know that not everyone has the luxuries I am lucky enough to have. Reina participated in the HungerMitao Month Peanut Butter Drive. This 12-year-old, through her innovative marketing, she went out and she made a small short clip and then she just asked her mom to post it on her Facebook. And guess what? In matter of a week, she raised 1,800 pounds of peanut butter for North Texas Food Bank.
Congratulations, Reina, on winning the 2020 HungerMitao Young Changemaker Award. Would you like to say a few words?
Yes, thank you. First of all, I would like to thank HungerMitao organization for giving me this award. I would also like to thank my grandpa, Deepak Arora. He has helped and motivated me throughout this whole process. I couldn't thank him enough. I would also like to thank my parents. They have supported me in everything I do and have been by my side the whole time. I have raised 1,800 pounds of peanut butter for those in need by creating videos and posting them online. Those people in my community have been really kind to donate money and peanut butter to my cause. This is just one example of what one person can do. Imagine if we all come together and use our collective imagination. We can eradicate hunger once and for all. All that I have done has been for this cause. I want to make a change, not only in Dallas, but I want to change the world. Thank you.
Awesome,
That was
awesome.
fantastic.
And what a fantastic award. Reina, we can't wait till we deliver it to your place. I think you're going to love it. And please keep doing what you're doing. It's folks like you, young folks like you, who are going to save this world. So, Aradhana,
Yeah.
we are on a roll. What's our next award?
So our next award is also an amazing one. It is my pleasure to introduce our next awardee. Upon being challenged by his mother on how to help HungerMitao support North Texas Food Bank, Eddie Raj, a senior then at St. Mark's, decided to organize a concert. His creativity, initiative, and hard work resulted in Revamp, a benefit concert featuring young artists from around the DFW Metroplex. This labor of love resulted in a whole lot of hunger awareness building and 60,000 nutritious meals for North Texas Food Bank. Eddie Raj, congratulations. You truly deserve this 2020 HungerMitao Youth Impact Award.
Eddie Raj, we'd love to hear a few words from you if you're on. Eddie Raj, as Anna mentioned, he was at St. Mark's when he started that. At present, he's at Harvard. And there he is. Hello, Eddie.
Hi. Thank you all so much for the recognition. Obviously, we couldn't have done Revamp without y'all's help, and our entire team throughout the Dallas area. It was just a bunch of high school students with an idea, and the Asavas led us through the whole process of like nonprofit sponsorships, which is not easy, by the way. And they even became sponsors of our concert themselves. So thank you for that. And you know, for Revamp, we really just tried to do what we love, which was music. It was me and my friend Charlie who started it. We love playing music and we love live music. We gathered around a bunch of bands that we knew from the area and people we didn't know. People just auditioned from around the area, and yeah, it turned into something huge. And I'm glad we could support the cause. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Eddie. This is great. And we wish you all the best at Harvard. We are missing you out here. Revamp needs to continue, my friend. I know I think, in fact, the need is so much more. Back then, before pandemic, you helped raise 60,000 meals. I'll be honest with you. Right now, the need is to double. So we want to find new Eddies out here, and we want Eddies like you to continue to mentor them. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Eddie.
Right. And so next, we are on a roll. So we have one more award we'll give before we get into the other parts of the program. We have an award that I'm so excited to give because each one of them is unique in its own way. We have an inspiring group that found ways to give while deepening their friendship. Suresh Potluri and his friends in Frisco are very close friends, family friends. They vacation together, their kids hang out together. I mean, they do all kinds of stuff as 17 families or so. So when they heard about the hunger issue, they said that as an individual, as one family, we can only do so much. But if we join our forces, we can move mountains. So they came together and they made a commitment to raise 50,000 meals for North Texas Food Bank. Can you imagine that? What unique, I mean, that's a great way of showing friendship while making an impactful difference in the lives of many. They call themselves Friends Against Hunger.
A really cool thing about this group is that they vacation together, their kids hang out with each other, but they decided they will volunteer and give together.
Yeah, that's right.
What better way to teach their children about philanthropic responsibilities?
Yep.
And I think that is really very unique about a group of friends.
Yeah, Eddie, if you're still hearing, it's a good case study for Harvard, I think. I'm very proud to introduce to you our Friends Against Hunger team. And on behalf of them, the person who was the energy behind getting them all together, Suresh Potluri. I would love for him to come online here and receive this reward virtually. Physically, it will be delivered to them shortly.
Hi, Raj.
Hello, Suresh.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, HungerMitao, for recognizing our efforts and giving us this award. First and foremost, I would like to thank Raj and Anna because they are the one that made us aware of the hunger issue in this country. Because we raising in India, from our childhood, our dream is to come to US, but we never thought there is a lot of hunger issue in this country. Until we met Raj and Anna in a conference, and when we heard about him talking about it, it was very surprising. And that is the motive for us. And finally, I would like to thank my friends, who are part of this initiative, because without them, this is not possible. The friends, the families, all came together to support this one. And as of today, I believe, we raised, almost like 250,000, meals, whether it is a peanut butter drive or, the fundraising or volunteer hours, and thank you, HungerMitao, once again for, for this award. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. This is wonderful. Reina, Eddie, and Suresh, thank you very much. It's folks like you who are leading the way. HungerMitao, Anna and I keep saying all the time, it is not one person, two person, it's the entire Indian community coming together in the spirit of give where you live, saying that there will not be hunger where we live. And clearly we are showing that. So thank you again. Sincerely appreciate your engagement. I say engagement because there is no end to it. You need to continue to be involved and take the game to the next level. So I appreciate that. So friends, today is Friday. Typically we say TGIF, but imagine this. Your last meal for the week was lunch around noon on a Friday. And your next full meal is on Monday when you return back to school. Very difficult to imagine, and even more difficult to accept, right? Yet, that is the reality for 1 in 4 school-going children here in North Texas. I want to emphasize that. That is the reality for 1 in 4 school-going children here in North Texas, Plano, Frisco, Allen, McKinney. I mean, these are places that are supposed to be well-to-do folks, nice homes. We have the $1 billion corridor, and yet that's the level of hunger that's happening at our school where our children are going. Now imagine having to tell your kids you cannot feed them when their hungry stomachs make them cry. It is gut-wrenching. No parent should have to go through this anguish, but it is a sad reality for 1 in 5 North Texas households. And friends, COVID has not helped. It has just made things worse. Hunger in America, my friends, is real and it is miserable. It used to be that hunger was called the hidden hunger because coming from India, we had a very different perspective about hunger. But the pandemic made it the ugly truth transparent. All of us have seen the images of long lines of people waiting in cars from hours at a time and waiting for hours for the food bank, etc., to get them some food that they can make through one more day. Archana, isn't that shocking?
Raj, that is a very, very heartbreaking sight, and nobody should have to go through that. And with the pandemic now going into its second wave, things are expected to get much worse before they get better. I truly believe that this is a time for all of us to come together, or rather continue, because we've already come together, continue to work together and do what we can, to help our less fortunate, fellow human beings. I want to add, Raj, we are very fortunate that Feeding America and its network of food banks operate with such efficiency and reach. Ever since the pandemic came to our shores, the network has doubled their efforts and transformed their processes and to ensure that no one goes hungry. Today, to give us perspectives of the hunger issue at the national and at the North Texas level, we have leaders from Feeding America and North Texas Food Bank joining us. And our very own Aradhana Asava will speak to the impact made by the Indian American community.
Aradhana, you're on, and so are your panelists.
Just 1 second. I was waiting to be unmuted.
Can you add, Aaron? Yep, perfect. And you can take spotlight off of Archana and I. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm very excited to introduce the HungerMitao panel. These individuals who will join me here today, they represent organizations that work very hard towards one common goal. Their only goal is feeding the hungry. Please join me in welcoming Brianna Crane of Feeding America and Erin Fincher of North Texas Food Bank. Our viewers, a message for you. You can use the chat box for questions that you may have. We'll try and address all questions. I can promise you we won't be able to do it tonight because we have a tight program, but we'll definitely get back with you on any questions that you may have. So Brianna, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Anna and Raj, and all of you. I'm delighted to be here.
Great. Working at Feeding America gives you a very unique perspective. You have a bird's eye view of the status of food insecurity across the USA. Feeding America, for people who may not know, is the mothership. It's a national organization, and its network includes all of the food banks that we talk about. So there's 200 food banks that are members of Feeding America. So Brianna, from your perspective, what are you seeing? And has this picture changed since COVID?
Sure, and thank you again for this opportunity, Anna. I just want to take a brief moment to congratulate Eddie and Reina and Suresh and all of the award winners tonight. And thank you all for your support at North Texas Food Bank and all you're doing for your community. As Raj mentioned and Anna just mentioned now, the need is greater than ever. And the sad fact is, even before this pandemic started, many people in this country experience food insecurity. About 35 million people, which was actually the lowest the numbers had been in more than 20 years. And that's still 1 out of 8 people, including 10 million children, which are still devastating numbers. Of course, when this pandemic started, the need increased considerably. And for the food bank network, the 200 food banks that are part of the Feeding America network, North Texas included, it was a perfect storm of challenges that happened all at once. It was not just the rise in need due to unemployment and uncertainty, but also declines in food donations, disruption to the whole charitable food model. You know, a lot of food banks lost their volunteer corps, or a big majority of them had to change their whole distribution models to be low and no contact distribution or to home delivery models. But in spite of all of that, because of our wonderful supporters and because of the resilience of this food bank network, they've been able to remain strong and resilient and innovative. And I'm sure Aaron will have some examples of that for you in a minute. But we are estimating, our research team is estimating that food insecurity over the next year could increase by almost 50%. So another 17 million people could be food insecure as a result of this pandemic, which would be about 1 out of 6. And we anticipate an additional 18 million children, or 1 out of 4 children, could be food insecure in the United States. Wow. Which is just you know, mind-boggling numbers. And although the food bank network has more than tripled the food in our system being distributed from this time frame last year, which is incredible, we're anticipating a food supply gap over the next year that could be the equivalent of about 8 billion meals. So currently, the 200 food banks together distribute about 5 billion pounds annually, and we're projecting we may need to get to about 17 billion pounds over the next year. So, which is a significant challenge, as you can imagine, to meet the increased need. And we know from the Great Recession, you know, last year was the first year we saw food insecurity numbers dipping nationally, and they had doubled during the recession, which started more than 10 years ago. So considering the setbacks that people across the country have faced due to unemployment and businesses closing over the last several months, this could be a crisis that continues for quite a while. And I just want to share one story before I turn it back to you, Anna. I heard this recently, and it just shows you an example of the people that we're serving through our network. 40% of them, we're estimating, are new to the charitable food system, have never been to a food pantry before. And I recently heard a story of a woman who owned her own business. She owned a fitness center in her community, she was a single mom raising her kids. And she had always given part of, you know, her revenue from her business to the food bank. And she found herself in line at the food bank, being served by the people that, you know, she had supported. And they said to her, "You've always been there for us, and now we're happy to be here for you."
Wow. Wow. It's a very grim and sobering picture, Brianna. I mean, we sit in our homes, and now that we can't even step out, we tend to get a little disconnected. But thank you so much for sharing that. Now let's bring the conversation a little closer to home for all of us. Erin Fincher, you have a good idea of what's happening in the 13 counties that North Texas Food Bank serves. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. What are you seeing?
Well, first, hi, Anna. Thank you so much. And I want to thank everyone that's here tonight. This is just an incredible night. To the winners, it'll be a night to remember. And to Raj and Anna, a thank you so much for making this night possible. Brianna brought up a lot of different points, but it's been a rough, tough year for all of us. And the whole idea that that the need is up so much. We expected that probably the need was around 850,000 people that were hungry in our 13 county area before the pandemic. And by the end of the year, it's estimated that 1 million people will be hungry without food, not knowing where their next meal will come from. It's just astounding. That's 1 in 5 people in our community. And of those, 1 in 4, just like the national statistics, will be children. People that these kids don't even have an option. And so the food bank is working really hard to do what we can to provide food to all these people. And we have some good numbers, some things to really celebrate. For instance, last year, which our fiscal year ends June 30th, last year we provided 97 million nutritious meals in North Texas. That's huge. And in the good, and of that, we have great news in the fact that we surpassed our 10-year strategic plan of 92 million meals 5 years ahead of schedule. So just think of that, 5 years because of the pandemic. So it's good news, it's bad news at the same time. Our goal this year, which started July 1st, is to provide 105 million nutritious meals. It makes you have to take a deep breath when you think of that,
Yeah.
but there is good news in that too, in the fact that we're ahead of schedule. And that's possible because of each one of you. I see that there's 106 people on tonight right now, just directly. And that's due to all of us together really taking on that responsibility. And it's so much appreciated.
Thank you, Erin. Thank you. And like you said, you kind of have to take a deep breath and think about these numbers. And the Indian American community in North Texas is very concerned about the state of affairs that you have shared, both of you. And we are rising almost in unison to help feed our neighbors. 8 million meals enabled in 3 years in itself is a feat. But since March this year, since COVID hit, North Texas-based Indian American community has raised more than $300,000. Over 250,000 of those during our COVID Impact fundraiser, and about 60,000 during HungerMitao month in August. We are, just as I know all of you are, very proud of how this community has rallied with HungerMitao. I have a question for both of you. And I'm sure I haven't had a chance to check the chat field. I'm sure there are questions from the audience, and we'll get to those later. However, my question to you, and Vijay, you may need to unmute Brianna, please. My question to both of you, if you had a crystal ball, what would you say you see for the next year? How long do you see this increased need for food to go on? Is it months? Is it a year? Is it longer? What do you think?
Sure. I mean, I'll answer that nationally, and Erin, you can provide a lens for local. As I mentioned, when people experience setbacks that cause them this much disruption in their lives, I mean, there are people that went months without paychecks, is very hard to dig out of that hole. And it can be a very long-term struggle. And this is a different than the disasters that the Feeding America Network is used to responding to. We do have a lot of experience with hurricanes and flooding, and the network can come together and share resources across the country. The difference, of course, here is all 200 food banks in the network were very adversely impacted, and every community in the country has rising numbers of food insecurity. So it's not just one region, and it's a continuing disaster we're not sure when it will end. So for people to be able to recover and repair and get back to where they were before the pandemic started could take years. The good news is, I don't want to be all doom and gloom from Feeding America. The good news is we're also experiencing a level of awareness across the board for this issue and our network that we have never seen in our 40+ history. People care about hunger more than ever before. They're realizing how close we all are to that precipice of having to make those choices. Do I pay for the lights and utilities, or do I pay for food? And unfortunately, food is very often the first thing cut from the budget.
Wow.
So I can add on to that. Thank you, Brianna. And one of the things I neglected to say was thank you to Feeding America. I mean, it's amazing what you have been able to do on a national level and on a local level. So we appreciate all of your support, and we always know at the food bank that we can depend on you. So thank you.
Well, thank you for being on the front lines, Erin. I know you guys are working your butts off every day to serve your community.
My pleasure. So as far as what we see in our crystal ball, or I see in my crystal ball, is just like you said, Brianna, I call it a long road, a long road, probably 18 to 24 months at the very least, in order to get businesses back where they're open and ready to hire new people. Then people have to start getting a paycheck. They have to get their lives back in on course. And if you've ever been in that situation, you know it doesn't happen overnight. It takes a long time. So once the businesses are open and then the people are back to work, things will start returning to normal. But it's not today. It's not tomorrow. Think about 2022, 2023. It will get back to normal, and we are optimistic, but it's not going to be tomorrow.
Thank you. And, from everything that is being talked about today, it's very clear that this is the time where communities need to kind of carry each other, right? And I heard recently in one of the conferences that Raj and I were in, that if you've ever wanted to give, ever, if you've put aside your rainy day fund of, when something happens, I'm going to make this donation, please do it today. Today is the rainy day, right? I don't know. I hope we don't see anything worse, right? But it's still great news from our perspective, because we have never seen the community rise like it has, right? HungerMitao has become a household word. Everybody knows that giving by themselves has some impact, but giving together as a community, we are able to make the needle move, right? So HungerMitao and everybody supporting it is working to help as long as there is this need. But to leverage our donations and to help the food bank, help North Texas Food Bank raise more funds, HungerMitao has just committed to being the $100,000 matching donor for the 2020 Giving Tuesday on December 1.
Wow.
Vijay, do we have a slide for that? If we do, I'd love to show that.
We can share that slide later, Anna.
Okay, perfect.
But I think I wanted it to sink in a little bit for everybody.
Yeah.
After Erin discussed with us this opportunity for someone to step up and make a commitment of $100,000 as a matching challenge for the entire North Texas community, HungerMitao team didn't even blink. We said, we will take it. We will figure out a way to raise 100,000 and we'll challenge everybody, match dollar to dollar. So we are excited team. I mean, this is just phenomenal.
Yeah. So with that, thank you, Brianna and Erin. We really appreciate your time. We are all, and I speak on behalf of everybody who is in our meeting today and everybody outside. We are very grateful for what you do every day. Thank you indeed.
Thank you. We couldn't do it without you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you very much, panelists. Brianna, wonderful insights. Erin, as always, you have been steadfast focal point, kept us informed about what's happening in North Texas, where the need is, and together we collaborated to ensure that we are able to make sure that nobody goes hungry in this area. I do want to share with you, just heart back right to you. Thank you so much. We have been more or less sheltered in place since March of this year, right? We were just wondering what the best way for us to help, because you are the front line folks. You are out there, you are in the parking lots, in the churches, in all the locations, delivering food to the folks who are in need, even during this time of pandemic. And we figured that the best way we can do is give you the resources that you need to be successful. So that's what we are doing. And I have some great news to share with you. As you are talking about the need and the way the need is growing, somebody just went to our auction site and they want to remain anonymous, and they just made a donation of $2,500.
Wow.
Just like that.
Thank you.
Like I said, this is not a fundraiser, yet people are being moved when they hear the need is so great. And as Anna mentioned that, what the CSO, Chief Strategy Officer of Gates Foundation, right? Melinda and Bill Gates Foundation said,
if you ever thought of doing something, don't sit on the sideline. The need is now, make a difference now. So thank you very much. Aradhna?
I'm back.
Ready to crash the party again?
Yes.
All right. We have a few more awards to give.
Yeah, it's an awards night.
It's an awards night.
So let's not pause on that.
Okay, let's do that then. So friends, a successful entrepreneur focuses on growth, employees, and the community. You're letting the cat out of the bag too soon.
Okay.
Well, anyways, Sudhakar Penam, founder of Kairos Technologies, is such a leader. When he learned about the issue of hunger in North Texas, he signed a multi-year pledge to donate funds to the food bank. But he did not stop there. He rolled out this HungerMitao corporate social responsibility program, as we call it, the CSR program, across his organization. And once a month, the entire Kairos team comes together on a Friday and volunteers as a team. They bring their family members, they take over the entire shift, right? They have pizza over there, and then they work out the whole shift. And Sudhakar still did not stop there. He has, when he found out how HungerMitao is scaling, so he has stepped up and made some very important introductions for us in Atlanta, in Seattle, in New Jersey, in Houston area. So, I mean, to give him just a corporate social responsibility, well, that's one bucket. But frankly, Sudhakar Pennam, you are great. We really appreciate, we need leaders like you, selfless leaders like you who are ready to say, hey, this is important and we need to make a difference. So Sudhakar, you as a winner of the Corporate Social Responsibility Award, we invite you to come up and share a few words with our audience.
Thank you, Raj. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, HungerMitao. Well, a few years back, when I was reading an article of an company CEO about celebrating his company employees' birthdays instead of throwing a party and celebrating in a bar, drinking, they thought of going ahead and doing volunteering in a charity organization. So after reading it, I was looking into Dallas for a few organizations where we can replicate the same way. Like God sent, like Raj, the same month, we met him in one of the non-profit organization monthly event, and Raj and Anna was talking about North Texas Food Bank and need about hunger in Dallas, where we live. I've been living in this city for a couple decades, and we heard through Raj about all this need, and immediately we thought that I need to talk to Raj and then sign up for company. And for the past 3 years, we've been doing this. And apart from this, so many people were asking me whenever connected with my non-profit organizations, several organizations in Dallas, they're asking where they can volunteer. And then I pulled people and got them to North Texas Food Bank through Raj and through HungerMitao. I'm pretty happy. Thanks, Raj. Thanks, Anna. And more importantly, as I said, my whole team of Kairos volunteered with me, and they kept all their work aside. They participated with me and with the whole company, coming to the North Texas Food Bank for volunteering the whole after the lunch hour. And my family, wife Sapna and daughter Sheena, both of us also used to join with me. And the same thing, I rolled it out to my India office in Hyderabad and in Vizag. Whatever possible to giving back to the society, we are doing it. Thank you, Raj. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, HungerMitao, recognizing us and recognizing the company for this corporate social responsibility.
Thank you. And it's a recognition very well deserved, Sudhakar. Raj already read everything that I wanted to say also. So it's on behalf of both of us and on behalf of everybody who is in this community. You know, when small organizations, I'll say small because, you know, it's not the IBMs, but it doesn't always take the IBMs and the Googles and the Amazons to make a difference. It's wonderful when entrepreneurs like you make social responsibility a part of your DNA.
But
Thank
Anna,
you.
Kairos is the next Google. Kairos is the next Amazon.
I hope so.
Yeah, definitely. With leaders like that,
Yes.
who care for their employees and for their communities. I mean, clearly these are the winners as far as I'm concerned. Sudhakar, thank you, my friend. The reason I had this hat was hats off to you, my friend. Keep it up.
Thank
Thank you. All right, so we are going to now jump to Funasia. And who doesn't know Funasia, right? Truly an organization that brings the community together. So the DFW Desi community gets its updates on the state of hunger in North Texas through the airways of Funasia because of leaders like Vaishali Tucker, who has given us a 15-minute window every Thursday so we can update you on what's happening in regards to the hunger issue, the hunger scene, and how the community is stepping up.
And because of Funasia, Raj, we are able to reach people that we normally would not reach.
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
There have been so many cases where we've done the radio show, we are stepping out, and suddenly somebody calls and says, oh, we just heard you on Funasia.
Yep. Vaishali Thakkar and her team have been very committed, generous, and a joy to work with. So it is my pleasure to invite Funasia to accept the HungerMitao Spirit of the Community Award. Our birthday girl, Vaishali Tucker, CEO of Funasia and Perfect Tax. Please.
Thank you so much, Raj and Anna. Good evening, friends. How are you all doing? Once again, I'm Vaishali Tucker. It gives me pleasure to be addressing you all today on behalf of HungerMitao. First of all, although very grateful for this community spirit and award from the HungerMitao team, when we agreed to partner with you, our sole goal was to give back to the community. So basically, we have been providing the show religiously. And as you know, Funasia has the highest reach. It's a FM radio station. And with the technology globally, now we are TV also. So it's not the audio, it's not the radio, it's a TV also. So the vision is very high and the execution is always in a pace of higher speed. So we are trying to do not just the radio, but trying to provide the show all over in the world through TV. It's just like Netflix, and you can not just listen the radio shows, but you can even watch the shows. And that is the great thing which we have provided to each of our advertisers as well as nonprofits. For us, bringing the community together is not just a tagline. So I just want to announce that it's our mission statement. And besides entertaining the DFW community, Funasia wants to do things really differently. So which is why we wanted to make sure that we do part in raising awareness about hunger within our community. And with your help, we want to try to help as many nonprofit organizations as we can. So our goal is to reach many nonprofits who are working tirelessly, and we want to help them the way we are helping HungerMitao, the way Anna and Raj are working tirelessly. They have done such a great job in the community and beyond. I don't have words actually. So once again, thank you, Raj and Anna, for giving me this honor today. May God bless you all. Thank you. And I would love to continue supporting Funasia would love to continue supporting Raj and Anna and HungerMitao program. And we want to spread more and more awareness in the community. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Vaishali. And again, many happy returns of the day.
Thank you so much.
Joy working.
You guys made my day today.
Perfect. Awesome.
It's been a joy to work with you, Navnita, AG Tini. I mean, everybody's just been wonderful.
Thank you so much.
A wonderful leadership team.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Great. So now, Anna, we have the Gujarati Samaj.
Yes.
Yes.
We now move to a community organization that has made HungerMitao its philanthropic focus.
Yep.
You know, we have all these community organizations like the Samajas, and one of the primary goals of each of these organizations is how to continue the spirit of our culture, our values, how to teach that to our new generation. DFW Gujarati Samaj's goal is to unite and serve all Gujarati communities living in the DFW Metroplex. But serving the needs of the communities they live in is as important to them as is instilling their culture and traditions in future generations. Samaj leaders Shaunak Desai and Amit Patel have been HungerMitao champions within the Gujarati Samaj. They've conducted food drives, they've raised money. This year, even the seniors community of the Gujarati Samaj sent in their donations for the hungry. We are grateful. Thank you so much for engaging your community to give where you live. And I believe we have somebody here to accept on their behalf.
That's right. I think Amit Bhai or Shaunak Bhai, if you are here, not, but, oh, Dilip Bhai is here. Dilip, you will be accepting this. Can you unmute yourself?
I think there are many, and I also want to thank Jigish Shah also, who played a very key role in our last drive. And I know he's online, so I would rather let him speak than me saying something about it. But Gujarati Samaj has taken the lead, has been the forefront, and thank you, Jigish, Amit, Saunak, and the trustees, all the trustees, including Raman Bhai, the chair of the Gujarati Samaj. So I'll let you talk, Jigish.
You have to unmute yourself. Oh.
We can't hear you.
Okay, how about now? Sorry about that.
Yes.
You guys hear? Thank you so much. On behalf of Gujarati Samaj, thank you everyone. You guys doing great job, and I'm so glad to be part of HungerMitao and our food drive bank. So thank you again, and thank you to our committee member and trustees. So thank you, and thank you, Dilip Bhai.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Thank you so much.
So thank you, Sudhakar Pendam, Vaishali, Jigan Bhai from the Gujarati Samaj, Dilip Bhai, Jigish Bhai. This is wonderful. So we have now given out 6 awards. We have 2 more awards left. And in the meantime, Raj and Archana are going to talk to you a little bit about the upcoming auction.
So Raj, what are some of your favorite items on the auction site? Because I want to make sure you're not competing with me.
Well, there's so many of them, Archana. I mean, I love the AirPods. For my grandkids, there are some jackets I wanted to pick up. There's this wonderful sari I thought I wanted to surprise. Aradhana is not here, so I was thinking of surprising her. And let me see what other auction site items are there.
So while the awardees were giving the speech, I was busy on my phone.
No.
I've been outbid on all the items that I was bidding on. I bid on paintings, I bid on the AirPods, I bid on jewelry. I'm not winning anything right now, but you know what? That's a good thing. The good thing too, Raj, is that the silent auction is open till November 14th. Yep. So, I think I can keep my phone away and not worry about, not winning something. But friends, the auction site is open till the 14th. It will close on the end of day 14th or sometime on the 14th. But with Diwali and the holiday season coming around, I would recommend, you could just visit it. There's some wonderful items that would be great as gifts for the holiday.
So Archana, there is an item that I've been eyeing, and if you end up getting it by any chance, Diwali is around the corner, Christmas is around the corner. I mean, you could be the Santa and I was a good boy this year.
I think I'll reverse that role. You look more like Santa. I look like the good person. With your beard and everything. But.
Oh yes, exactly. It's interesting what the pandemic has done for us. Truly. So friends, please do go on the auction site. And I think there are some very good items out there, as Archana mentioned. So please go ahead and bid on those. And now we bring to you another performance by our multi-talented Virtual Arts for Humanity. You already saw the first performance, how phenomenal it was. And by the way, these performances are custom done just for HungerMitao. Right. Thank you, Varsha Vasu. Let's see what they have in store for us next.
गुनगुनाते गुनगुनाता है गगन गा रहा है सरा Scooby-Doo, what a Oi, 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 jim jim gire sawan, sulag jaye भीगे आज इस मौसम में लगे कैसे अगन जिम जिम गिरे सावन चमगादड़ों की बजती है बूंदें अरमानी बन के नमूने जिम जिम गिरे सावन चुरा ले आए तुमने जो दिल को नजर नहीं चुराना सनम बदल के मेरी तुम जिंदगानी कहीं बदल ना जाना सनम लड़की बड़ी अनजानी है सपना है सच है कहानी है देखो ये बदली बिल्कुल ना बदली ये तो वही दीवानी है वो नारे 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 नन्नारे 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 बरसोरे मेगा मेगा बरसोरे मेगा मेगा बरसोरे मेगा बरसोरे धन बेजो गजने जो दे सबने बैलों की घंटी बजी और ताल लगे बरने तय की चली में तो पार चली तय की चली में तो पार चली पार वाले पार किनारे चली रे मेगा ये घड़ी बदल रही है रूप जिंदगी चाँद है कभी कभी है धूप जिंदगी हर पल यहाँ जी भर जियो जो है समा कल हो न हो प्राण चढ़ दे यार बुलया सुन ले पुकार बुलया तू ही तो यार बुलया मुर्शिद मेरा तेरा मुकाम कमले सरहद के पार बुलया परवर दिगार बुलया हाफिज तेरा मुर्शिद मेरा खयाल में भी तेरा ही खयाल आए क्यों बिछड़ना है जरूरी ये सवाल आए तेरी नजदीकियों की खुशी बेहिसाब थी इसे में फासले भी तेरे बेमिसाल आए zubi dubi bum para zubi para bum zubi dubi nache kyun paga supina zubi dubi bum para zubi para bum zubi nache kyun paga supina
Wow,
That,
wow.
that was amazing.
Archana, I did not see you dance.
Me, I was dancing. You were busy looking at yourself, maybe. I was. That's how I move. That's how I dance. It's limited. So
You sound just like Aradhana when she says the same thing. I'm too busy maybe I am too busy looking at myself in the mirror.
but that was such an amazing performance, such beautiful songs.
Indeed.
You know, the way they put it together, amazing talent, the voice, the piano, everything. Wonderful.
Yep. Fantastic. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without further delay, we bring to you our good friend, a true hunger fighter. He is a Bollywood star, he's a Hollywood star, the world knows him, but I do not know how many of you know what a generous individual he is. I present to you my good friend, Omi Vaidya. Omi, can you hear us? Okay, I can't hear you. We need to get.
Oh, you can. I should start talking then. Probably that would help. That would probably help if I stopped talking instead of just mouthing words. How are you guys doing? Welcome, idiots. How's everyone? It's good to see you all. I'm very excited to be here. It's such an awesome, time to celebrate in some ways for what we have. We're very great. I don't know about you, but I'm extremely grateful. Most of our life we go around wondering, am I doing enough? Am I living the right life? But right now we're all just trying to live and succeed. And there are so many people that are struggling. And you just have to be happy and thank the stars, behind me here that you're not one of them, So because I'm not one of them, I'm trying to do as much as I can, to help out. And Raj here asked me to be a part of this, and I said absolutely. I can, whatever I can do, I will definitely do.
Great.
But it's really nice to see everyone. Kamla, Raksha, Daksha, a lot of Gujarati people here. Deepak, Diana, I see you. Thank you. All of you, Navneeta, Manoj, Dilip, very nice. Not Dilip Kumar there, just Dilip. Deepak, all of you guys. It's very nice to see all of you. So thank you all for coming. It's really great to see you.
Great. No, I think we could have an entire program just for you, but you have been so generous, Omi, that you said, hey, in the awards night, that's fine. I'll come in for 15 minutes and tell me, Raj, what do you want me to talk about? So, I think I polled our community here, And I'm not going to take too much time introducing you. People know you so well. I mean, you're so loved. I don't know whether you're loved as Omi or a Chatur or a silencer, but that's the jury is out on that one. But clearly, people want to understand a little bit more about how did you break into Hollywood?
How did I break into Hollywood? You know, a lot of people think that I was an IT guy or an engineer, and they just cast me for that role, which is completely incorrect. There's a couple of non-Indian people here. I was in a movie called Three Idiots. I've also been in The Office and Arrested Development and Bones. Yay! Some people like those. So a lot of TV shows and stuff like that. But yeah, so you know, I started. I'm Maharashtrian, so I lived in rural California. The son of a doctor. My name is Vaidya, which means doctor. My grandfather was a doctor. My father was a doctor. My brother is a doctor, and my wife is a PhD. So that tells you, you know, I don't know. I kind of got lost somewhere. I didn't follow that last name, but yeah, you know, unlike a lot of Indian families in my generation, my parents were very willing to let me search and find my calling, and I did some nataks, you know, as they call them, and then I went to a special high school in LA, and then I went to NYU for film school, and from there I started acting in television shows. And you know, back in the old days, you know, I'm very old. I know I have this face. It's just Botox and plastic surgery. But back in the early 2000s, most of the roles were very like taxi driver, convenience store owner, you know, type of stuff. So it was a little challenging to find good roles. You know, now everyone has roles, and you see an Indian character almost on every show. But back then, you really had to fight, and there many actors that were able to do that. You know, because a lot of families didn't allow you know, they were like, become a doctor, then you can become an actor. You know, like that. So tough crowd here. Look at that. Anyway, so yeah, I just started acting, and you know, I had the support. That's really the thing. Just like we're supporting all these people who, you know, are having difficulty. Without support, you can't do anything in life. You know, there's a lot of people out there that may think that they made it on their own, but that's never the case. So I had a lot of support, and even with that support, I struggled for years with the self-doubt. You know, maybe I should be doing something else. All of my college friends, or you know, all other Indians are getting houses and all these things, and I just kept going for it, kept you know, and also listening to people who said, you know, you have what it takes, you have the talent. And then ultimately, you know, like most things in life, like most great things, they happen on accident. So I was in India. I'm a writer and director as well. So I was pitching some projects, and they were like, we don't really care about the story. Just put Salman Khan in the film and we're happy, you know? So I was a little disappointed, but a friend of mine, just through happenstance, happened to be helping with a little bit of the assistant writing of Three Idiots. And here I am in India, and she says, go and audition for it. And I really was not interested. I had watched 3 Bollywood films or Hindi films in my life, growing up in rural California. This is the time when, you know, Blockbuster was the only thing. You know, there was no illegal VHS Indian market where I lived, you know? If everyone remembers those. Yeah, big thing. Yeah, so like there was no satellite television. So, you know, our culture came from my family, you know? And so I wasn't that interested. I didn't know anyone in the industry really. So I just auditioned and when you audition, knowing that you're going, let's say you have an interview and you know that you're going to fail, you know, like you're not going to get this job. You have no fear, right? You can just say anything. there's no need to impress, just to have fun in there. And I really just wanted to have fun. I was there for the experience of the audition. Most of our lives we spend thinking about, if I do this, then I'll get to that level, or oh, should have made that mistake in the past. But here was an opportunity that I just enjoyed in the moment, and that moment was enough, and I moved on. Guaranteed not going to get that role, probably embarrass myself. But these people saw a guy who was very confident with how he was projecting and acting, but he utterly didn't know how to speak this language. And they really enjoyed that, and they were sort of looking for that. And you know, later on, Amir Khan came, and Kareena Kapoor, all these people came, and that's sort of how it happened. But even when I started the film, those names didn't really mean much to me, because I didn't let them. As an actor, I think of other actors as just employees, So would you, oh, my bank manager, I love him, I adore him. I don't do that type of thing. I just think of everyone as a hard worker, then I value them. So anyone who was a hard worker and worked on the set, I just valued them, and I left all that celebrityism for the fans and stuff. So and yeah, we would just really enjoy, and that was a special project. I've done many Bollywood films since then, and they have never gotten really close to that. If you guys want to see my the sort of how I got that role and the moment that somebody becomes famous, my friends made a documentary on me. It's I'm gonna put it in the chat so then you can all see it. It's actually unlisted because it just got off of Netflix. But I'll find it for you guys. I'll put it in the chat. But yeah, that's sort of how it happened.
That's fantastic, Omi. That's great. My co-host Archana actually has a question for you.
Yeah.
I saw you post a question. Why not just ask our friend directly?
Yeah, just go ahead and ask it. Yeah.
Since I'm not muted, right? I'm the privileged one not to be muted.
Anyone else who has a question, go ahead and put it in the chat.
So I have a question. So of all your roles that you played in your entire career, what has been your favorite and why?
In my career, okay.
You get to pick one.
I mean, favorite. That's interesting. I don't know. Like Three Idiots is definitely a great character.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'm just putting, not just everybody here. Everyone? Where's everyone? Where did I go to? Oh, there's everyone. This is the movie. I'm just putting it there. If anybody want to watch it, it's the documentary. So yeah, I mean, Three Idiots is a great role. It was a very hard role because I had to be mean to those people, and I'm not very conniving or manipulative or just vengeful. And he really was all of that. So I really had to find an objective that was something that I wanted, and I could use that to play that role. So in a way, it was extremely challenging and very fun, but it was extremely exhausting. I also had to lose a lot of weight and then gain that weight back when I played the older version, and it was not easy. But it was challenging. It was good. I think one of the most pleasurable roles is actually a show that I'm doing now. We just finished season 2 of it. It's on Eros now. You can just get it for 7 days free and then cancel. So
thank you for that.
Yeah, so just get it for 7 days and cancel it. But it's called Metro Park, and actually the first episode is on YouTube with subtitles for you non-Hindi speakers. It's called Metro Park, and it's just a show about Indians living in America and Desis, mainly Desis, not like Indian second generation Indians, like immigrant Indians coming to America thinking that they're going to be Americans, but really being really Indian. So like these people are very, very Indian, but they strive to be American. And it's very much like Modern Family. And it's a big hit. And we just finished, through COVID, we finished our second season. And it was great. And the reason I like that role is because I play a father who's married to a Gujarati family, to a wife who is surrounded by her Gujarati family, and that is my life right now. I live that life. I and it's sometimes frustrating, but also it's extremely interesting. And I mean, having children has been a wonderful experience for me. So being able to be a father on a show that mirrors my life has been quite nice. And there's a lot of opportunity to do improvisation and things like that. So I have a lot more freedom there. Of course, my role on The Office with Steve Carell when I first started my work, I was a deer in headlights, but it was a message that I was doing good work, and I should continue. So I mean, that those probably are my three favorite roles. But I think my favorite role of all is the one I still haven't done. How about that?
Okay, all right, that sounds great.
That leads me to one more question, and that'll be your last question because
Okay.
of constraint of time.
Yeah.
Amongst us, we also have a very successful movie producer, a very good friend of ours, my son's best friend, and we know him very well, Neeraj Bhatia. And
Neeraj
he has
Bhatia,
a
of course.
question for you.
Oh, he does.
His question is, what actor, Indian or American, who has been your inspiration, someone who you like to emulate?
My favorite Indian act or American actor.
Or American actor.
Well, I'll tell you, my favorite producer is this guy named Neeraj Bhatia.
Yeah, I love it.
I really like him.
Hey, Omi,
you like,
Omi, can I
wink,
interrupt
wink.
you?
I might be calling him later. But my favorite American or Indian, I have Indian actor. I got to do a film right before his passing, Irfan Khan. I did a movie called Blackmail. It's on Amazon Prime. It's quite good. It's a little adultish. I'll just say that, but it's a subversive black comedy. That is a great film, and the way that he acted, he didn't know his lines on set, and he was just reacting to me, and he would be like, "What's my line?" And then he would do the line, and I was like, "What is this guy doing?" But when we saw the takes, he was really reacting naturally to what I was saying. So he wasn't almost even acting. He had a different style to his acting, and I'm very loud sometimes, as you guys know. So he has this subtle thing, and most in Bollywood, that's really hard to resonate with Indian audiences. Being subtle and being realistic, and he really nailed that. So I really learned a lot on set from him, and unfortunately, he passed, but his legacy lives on. In America, I mean, like since I was a child, one of my favorite actors is I'm blanking. He's on the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Who can name the actor?
The original one.
Yeah. Let's see it in the chat. All right, Diana's got it. What's his name? There we go. Who is Gene Wilder? That's correct. I'm like Gerald. Gene Wilder, if everyone remembers him, he was a comedic actor, but he could also do serious stuff. You didn't actually know what he was doing. He was somewhere between comedy and serious. It was very odd. It made you a little uncomfortable, but it was also funny. And I really just loved that style. Those are probably my favorite person. Diana wins a high five. That's correct. Yes. So those are it. Other questions, just really unique in India. Like there's a chai break, in Bollywood. There's always a chai break in Bollywood. Here you don't have that. And there's a couple of shows you can watch. Brown Nation on Netflix. Eros now. Download it. It's called Metro Park. And then I'll just put some things in the chat, and we can move on. But it's wonderful to see you all, and I'm so glad to see you all. We could all be just watching the election and the count never move right now, but but you're all here, you know, you're all here, and we're all, even though we're all in a different place, we're all just connected right this moment. So just take that in, guys. We're all here, and that's a really nice thing. And you know, all these people that we're helping, they'll never know. They'll never know what we did, but we will know. And that is really awesome that we know. So that you just go home with that when you're driving tomorrow, when you have traffic or you have an irritating moment, just remember that you were able to give to somebody else. And that's awesome. All right, guys.
Omi, thank you, thank you, thank you. That was awesome. And as the last person who commented, thank you for being real. I mean, this was amazing. Friends, I cannot tell you enough. When I approached Omi and asked him if he can do a quick cameo for today's event, he says, you tell me, Raj, once you found out it is about the hunger issue. And then he asked me, so at what point do you want me to ask for donation, or can I put a plug in? You know, what can I do to help out? And we said, no, we're not like, you know, I mean, our donors have already come out and given over $300,000 once they learn about the COVID issue and what's happening, etc. Today is a day, an evening to thank our donors, show our gratitude, and tell them not to stop, tell them to continue. You know, that's the key thing. And I really appreciate the way you wrapped it up, Omi. And we're going to take a rain check, Omi. Clearly, based on the interest, we are going to have you back on another HungerMitao show, which will be moderated by ours truly, Archana. She will moderate that along with me. So with that, Omi, thank you again. And we look forward to you adding the stuff at the end of it. I do want to share quickly to all the listeners, you know, Omi not only agreed to this thing, he spread the word, and his friend circle, one of them raised $5,000 and said, okay, hey, I'm going to go and donate $5,000 just because Omi connected and they know Omi. So, I mean, this is the generosity that the community has, the community shows. And I want to just add one more important thing. I'm going to embarrass my friend Neeraj Bhatia. I did get his approval. And remember earlier I mentioned about somebody just donated $2,500. It was no one else but our own Neeraj Bhatia. Thank you, Neeraj.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you indeed. Thanks, Omi. Great. Excellent. Archana.
Yes, so thank you. So before we go into the next awards, Raj, let's do one more giveaway. 100th person to register was, sorry, am I muted?
No, you're right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, was Srinivasa Kotla. Srinivasa, if you are on the call, please put your name in the chat window and we will connect with you.
That's right. Srinivas Kotla, please, you are the 100th person, and we look forward to giving you this beautiful swag bag. Oh, Aradhana, we got to get a swag bag over to Omi also.
Yes,
can we arrange that? Omi, we'll get you a North Texas Food Bank, and maybe we can talk Brianna to get a Feeding America t-shirt in there also.
Yes.
That would be awesome. And Omi, we want you to be HungerMitao ambassador. So please consider that. You already are. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. And Aradhana is back.
It's been an amazing program so far, and it's been made amazing because of everybody who joined today.
Yep.
Thank you so much. You know, this is also, you know, your being here tonight also serves as encouragement for the group of people who are our steering committee. And it gives us affirmation of, hey, you guys are doing something right. So keep doing it. So now for our final two awards of the night.
Yes, go ahead. So Surdan is a singing club formed by Hindustani classical music students of none other than Manjusha Hardikar of Alap School of Music. Surdan 2020, an annual show, wanted to focus on partnering with a local organization to help contribute towards the critical needs of the local community during especially this active pandemic. HungerMitao became their cause of choice. The 18 musical stars of Surdan 2020 and their entire global team worked for several months to spread awareness of not only the musical event, but the mission behind their musical fundraiser. Thank you, Surdan, for your support. It was an amazing partnership. We are proud to recognize you as the HungerMitao Program of the Year. Representing Surdan is Manjusha Herdikar. We would love to hear from her. Manjusha ji? Manjusha ji, you're on.
Yes, thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Raj and Raj and Anna Asava, for this honor. You know, what a beautiful program it is. We started with the dancing, the beautiful music, and the cherry on top was Umi Vaidya. I mean, I feel very lucky to be here right now, don't you? Don't you all? Yes, but there is a side where there are some people who don't know where their next meal is going to come from. And that is very, very sad to me. I mean, it really breaks our heart, doesn't it? Yes. And also there are people like HungerMitao and TFB organizations who are trying to help them wherever the need is, and they're trying to provide them the food. And I really, really want to commend your work. And I really want to let you know that that's the reason we really want to support, as well as we want to commend you. Thank you very much for that. As you know, I'm I'm here to represent Surdan, and all the 18 singers worked very tirelessly throughout the whole journey along with their families, and they just put up a grand show for the global audience and raise the money. So I think I just need to at least tell their names, and they all are here. So thank you for inviting us. They are Advaita Tikoti, Tanya Damle, Sanjay Biradar, Mrunamay Jana, Kriti Mathur, Milli Pathak, Aditi Hangal, Kiran Kaur, Shresh Das, Ameya Gujar, Aditya Gupta, Sanika Bense, Arna Mazumdar, Advika Jagtap, Sai Hardikar, Arya Agashe, Sachet Chandra, and Kavni Manya. We are honored, we are humbled, and we are full of gratitude today. Thank you so much. Thanks for doing what you are doing, and we really want to support you. And I hope you all can join us next time for Surdan 2021. Namaste.
Namaste, Manjusha ji, and God willing, next time, Surdan 2021, we will be there in person.
Yes.
We will be walking together. The
Yes.
performances were amazing, what they put together. And thank you very much to you for keeping our art, our culture alive thousands of miles away from our Janmabhoomi.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
So Aradhana,
And now, friends,
the final award.
The final award of the evening. But that doesn't mean the program's over.
Yep.
Right? We have an after party.
Exactly.
So please stick around. And everybody who has enjoyed the art tonight, stick around. It's going to be a fun after party.
Yep.
But now we come to our final award of the evening. Raj, I remember the call very clearly. It said it was Dr. Varsha Shah. She was getting ready to retire, but wanted to step into something very gratifying. I remember we met Dilip and Varsha at a Starbucks in Plano. We talked at length about HungerMitao. That conversation was epic.
Totally.
We found that we had just met people who were as passionate as we were about fighting hunger locally in the neighborhoods we live in. Since that fateful meeting, Dilip and Varsha have engaged through each of the 4 HungerMitao pillars. They've hosted awareness sessions, they've organized volunteers and donors, they've engaged the youth, they've hosted food and fun drives. They've done it all. I cannot imagine 2 people more suited to receive the first HungerMitao Ambassadors Award. Dilip and Varsha, it's all yours.
Dilip and Varsha, I mean, I cannot add any more to what Aradhana mentioned, but HungerMitao wouldn't be where it is today had it not been you all joining the cause early on and then keeping us focused. I think the mantra that Dilip kept saying was, You keep raising awareness, Raj, everybody will follow. Did I take your speech dialogue by any chance?
Well, Raj, with that introduction, I don't need to say a word. I think
No, we'd love to hear from you.
I'm overwhelmed, but I do appreciate the award. But first of all, I want to say thank you to all my friends who are joining us tonight. And they are the one who has been with us throughout this whole journey. So thank you all for being here. I wanted to share a good news tonight. As we see, as I was walking in, I saw the news flash, not the Trump and not the Biden, but was about unemployment in the United States. It has dropped to 6.4%. Hopefully, with the reduction going the way we're going and the COVID staying in check, maybe, the stress level on the NTFD will go a little bit down, and that's only a hope, but I think the need is really there. So with that, let me share a few thoughts. I, as a planner, teach people living life with a purpose, and that's what I do day in, day out. It was a time about 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, I'm forgetting the timeline, but 3-4 years ago, Varsha and I were in India, and over there we visited Akshay Patra, and that's another organization I work closely with because I feel the need of hungry in India also. But when we came here, we were looking for something to do in our I don't say retire, but less professional life and more volunteer life. And we were looking for a purpose. And so at that time, we ran into Raj. I think, like Varsha said, she called from one of the TIPS meetings she was part of, and she called them. And Varsha said, Dilip, you want to go with me? And at the moment, I remember I said, Varsha, why don't you just go? And then later on in the evening, I call her and say, okay, I will join you. And that was a turning point for me to see the need of hunger in this country. And I know we do it in India, but seeing that need in this country was just phenomenal to say, okay, hey, wow, how many people, 4 in 1 hungry in Plano district, which is considered to be the richest district in, Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And so that's why we got involved. So we started living life with a purpose. Over the time, we have rose and I'll let Varsha talk because I don't want to take up my 1 minute entirely. But Varsha, you will add what we feel, but I know for sure that we have raised lots of meal for the people, and that's more gratifying than even the award I'm getting tonight, because that's more gratification.
Thank you, Dilip. Just like, everything has been said so far, that how did we got into the HungerMitao, and from the very first meeting, the Raj and Aradhana has mesmerized us, and they have kind of been a motivator. They have been a part of the group, and whenever we need something, we can just ask them, and they are always there. That's why we kind of reach at the level that we are here today. But without my friend circle and my family and all my people that I have been acquainted, they all, as soon as I say that we are doing this and explain them, they all have been with the smile, and anytime when we need something, they were there. So I think this, in a way, this is the award not only to us, it is for the all the people that who has helped us and who has been our backbone. Definitely, Raj and Aradhana, you have a tremendous energy. You have just kind of, been in the Dallas Fort Worth at the North Texas Food Bank. That's your life. That's your kind of, goal of the life. And something like that also too, that me and Dilip are not totally retired yet, but whatever time that we have, we would like to continue for the, volunteer anytime, anywhere, and we are always ready. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to work at the North Texas Food Bank. And Miss Diana Co, she is so kind. We have so much fun working with her at the North Texas Food Bank. As a matter of fact, she has stopped by at my house this morning with a beautiful, beautiful plant. Thank you, Diana, and thank you, Raj and Aradhana, and thank you, North Texas Food Bank. Good evening. I'm not gonna take too much of your time. Thank you.
But I do want to introduce my family who is here.
Okay.
Now, when did they go?
Come on.
Come on. Arjun, my younger grandson. Come on, Chris.
Hello.
My Chris, the older grandson.
Oh,
Hey,
nice.
Chris.
Nice.
Rima, I know she's not dressed up, but she's here. And Neil.
Okay, great.
Hey,
Neil.
Neil.
How are you? Great.
So thank you all.
Nice to see you have your whole family there. I mean, this is very heartwarming.
Yes.
And I speak on behalf of everybody that your engagement in HungerMitao has been amazing. And the community, the North Texas community, actually is fortunate to have you and everybody here as part of the community.
Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Archana, there's been quite a few speeches. So what I was thinking, if it's okay with you, we can roll right into one quick performance by our wonderful VAH group. That'd be all right. Oh, okay, let's go for it.
Congratulations.
Good video game.
इतना मजा क्यों आ रहा है तूने हवा में भाग मिलाया दुगना नशा क्यों रो रहा है आंखों से मीठा तूने खिलाया
All right. Archana needs to get unmuted also. There we go. Archana, Vijay, Archana is
Yes, I'm here. Well,
Perfect.
wow. Raj, this has been such a wonderful celebration with such an amazing turnout. I just want to thank everyone for showing up today and supporting HungerMitao. We have such a great audience. Raj, we have several people to thank for making this evening such an amazing evening. Our gratitude and thanks goes out to our sponsors, our speakers, our special guest, Omi, award winners, auction donors, and of course, Virtual Arts for Humanity.
Great, great. So what else do we have planned for the evening, Archana?
Well, before I go into that, I want to also thank Vijay Asava for manning the control center tonight. This
Vijay,
program would not have been, as smooth without, his help and the team's work. But Raj, besides this, we have a after party coming up.
That's
But
right.
we do have Varsha Vasu. Is she here? Would she like to say a few words?
Yes, Varsha Vasu is the founder of the VAH group. Interestingly enough, she'll talk about that. And I think she's on. Vijay, if you can also co-host her.
Hi, yes.
Hi, Varsha.
Awesome. Thank you for the introduction. Firstly, I'm really excited for Virtual Arts to be partnering with HungerMitao. You're such a great organization, and this is such a great opportunity for us. My name is Varsha Vasu. I'm the founder of VA, and this past summer, I created VA to help feed the hungry through Feeding America by providing opportunities for artists, many of whom lost their gigs due to the pandemic, to perform in live streams and in thematic video productions. To make this happen, I recruited a team of wonderful youth directors, some of whom are on the call right now. And with the support of over 1,000 followers across our social media platforms, we've enabled over 50,000 meals in the last few months. We've been interviewed by a major news channel, are partnering with the National Collegiate A Cappella Circuit, and are excited to continue promoting the arts and helping to feed the hungry. Please do support us and our mission by following Virtual Arts for Humanity on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Our handle is in the chat at Virtual Arts for Humanity, and your follow and support would mean so much to us. Lastly, thank you to Anna Auntie and Raj Uncle for this opportunity. It's really been a blast getting the chance to make the promotional graphics for this event and coordinating the performances with both of you. As a small and budding organization, Virtual Arts for Humanity is so grateful to HungerMitao for this amazing opportunity and for all the impactful work that you guys have been doing. Everyone, please stay for the after party to see more performances.
Yes, and let me just jump in quickly to add, Varsha is such a multi-talented person. Besides the dances, the songs, the music, leadership, entrepreneurship, the giving nature, putting it all together. And she's still a junior at UT Austin. I mean, besides all of that, to make this program successful, the first ever HungerMitao Evening of Gratitude and Awards, all the slides, the invitation, the save the date, the backdrop that you're seeing behind Varsha, everything was done by Varsha. I mean, I'm telling you, this is amazing, Varsha. Thank
Incredible.
you. Incredible. Yes. Thank you so very much. Keep it up. This is a marriage made in heaven, the VAH and HungerMitao, because our goal is common. We want to make sure that there is no hunger where we live. So we're going to make sure, in fact, we do that. Thank you so much.
And before we go to the performance, I just wanted to add, there's a host committee that worked very hard to put all of this together. And our viewers have only seen Raj, me, and Archana on stage. But there are others. Other members of the awards night host committee are Suvarna Katti, Deepak Arora, Priyanka Kedia, with very strong support from John Jenkins of North Texas Food Bank and Varsha Vasu. We would also like to thank Maheshwari Mahasabha of North America, who donated their Zoom account to us to, go ahead and run this rocking show.
Yep. Yeah, we were anticipating several hundred people, so we just wanted to make sure that we have the capacity, and they came through and they said, hey, this is for a good cause, let's make it happen. So Archana, now what mood are you in to listen?
Well, I'm in a mood to win some auction items for sure. But bring it on. What do you have for us?
I think VAH has a repository of some fantastic programs that they plan just for tonight. And I think, Varsha, you'll be happy to see that a majority of the people are still around. And I think it's largely because of Omi and you. And I think they want to see less of me, more of Archana. So with that, I'm just signing off. That one drink that Archana mentioned about earlier, I think I'm going to go get that drink now and enjoy the performances. So Vijay, how about a performance from the fantastic VAH group? Volume. All right. I hope everybody's enjoying these performances, and we have seen some wonderful dancing, Archana, right? And we've seen this amazing violin player transform into a beautiful dancer. And you know that seafood and steakhouse just kind of made me a little hungry though, the background. But I tell you, it's amazing though, with this technology, the fact that we are still able to enjoy these programs and these and all the hard work that Varsha has and the team has put in has been just amazing. What do you think, Archita?
I agree with you, Varsha. You and your group, you are so talented. It's right from everything. I was watching all your performances, right from singing to playing the guitar, the violin, everything that Raj just said. It's great. It's such an accomplishment, and you should take your talent and, go with it. Because a lot of times when you grow up, those talents that you have, you get so engrossed in everyday life that you forget that, or you make it not your priority. But I think keeping that alive in you is so important. So, cheers to you, and, I wish you luck. Amazing. So,
Archana, what is your hobby? What is it that you enjoy doing, other than making a living, which we all have to do? But if you had your choice.
Yeah, so my hobby, Raj, is something I don't think you would ever guess is my hobby. I love Brazilian wrestling. That's something I do as my sport and as my. So if I were to tell you, my favorite hobby is to choke people out, I mean, you're going to laugh. but it's a hobby, it's a sport, like any other sport. You go and you get better and better at it, and eventually my goal is to have my own school. But I have taken that, and I actually teach women's self-defense classes. I used to. I mean, we've stopped for a little bit because of COVID and everything, but I love empowering women through martial arts.
Oh, wow.
I just love it, and that's something I do actively. And I think all women should be empowered. So, what about you, Raj? What is your hobby?
My hobby, interestingly, of late, I become the beyond man. Since the pandemic, I've been bugging the heck out of Aradhana, because I have learned.
Since the pandemic, or not the last 30, 40 years?
Strictly since the pandemic, and since I discovered the Beyond Burger. So I've been making kinds of Beyond dishes, using Beyond Burger and Indian dishes, mixing them up. Things you should not do, I'm doing it.
Okay.
So that's one. But my real hobby, joking aside, I like to write poems.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's my dream, one of these days, I want to publish a small poem book of mine, and with all proceeds going to the food bank Feeding America. There are some inspirational poem that came, it was fascinating when people say, how can you write poems, like, long poems? It actually, the thought came to my mind, and it went to the pen, the paper. In 5 minutes, I had a 3-page long poem. So when the inspiration comes, you do not know when, not that you can capture it. So I've been able to capture about 100 of these poems. So one of these days, I like to put it together and get it out there.
So it's interesting you say that. Do you know what, Varsha, you and I have in common then?
What's that?
We're all in some sort of art, right? Mm-hmm. Your art is your expression through poetry. I do martial arts. She's got her own, virtual arts for humanity. I mean, it is something that everyone has. And like I said, the arts, it is something that we should always keep alive. And it can be an expression in any form of fashion. True. But,
no, I think
it's amazing. So, I mean, and look at all the paintings we got today for our auction items. Wow. I mean, so much talent. Yes.
I was hoping you would come back to the auction.
So much talent. And, when I said people are outbidding me, I've bid on 3 paintings and they've all been outbidded, because I love that. I think an artist, like your poetry, like Varsha, it comes from you paint for a reason.
Yes.
I mean, Gauri said her reason was she felt like this is how she needs to express it, or, I love Navneeta's paintings. My house is full of her paintings. So
excellent. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. So friends, remember ntfb.org/HungerMitao. Sudhakar, I like to see you bid on a few things, my friend. There are AirPods, there are painting that will go beautiful in Cairo's office. So consider that. And what we would love to do at this point is that we've seen the VAH group dance and play the music. We have 2 very beautiful singers from the VAH group. Vijay, if you can play that song of theirs. I mean, this is amazing what they did to in the time of pandemic. 2 talented individuals from 2 separate places, they synchronized it and they played this, put it specially for you. It's just amazing. And look at the quality of their voice. Vijay, are you there, buddy? There we go.
तुमको पाया है तो जैसे खोया हूँ कहना चाहूंगी तो तुमसे क्या कहूँ तुमको पाया है तो जैसे खोया हूँ कहना चाहूंगी तो तुमसे क्या कहूँ किसी जुबान में भी वो लफ्ज़ ही नहीं कि जिनमें तुम हो क्या तुम्हें बता सकूं मैं अगर कहूँ तुम साहसी कायनात में नहीं है कहीं तारीफ ये भी तो सच है कुछ भी नहीं तुमको पाया है तो जैसे खोया शौकियों में डूबी दाएं शहर से झलकी हुई है जुल्फों की गली गली घटाए शान से ढलती हुई है लहरात है जैसे बादल बाहों में बनी है जैसे चांदनी रूप की चांदनी ये कहूँ ये दिलकशी रही कहीं न होगी कभी तारीफ ये भी तो सच है कुछ भी नहीं तुमको पाया है तो जैसे खोया
मेहरबान तुम्हें दास्तां मेहरबान तुम्हें दास्तां अब तुम्हारा मेरा है कारवां तुम जाने लगा मैं अगर कहूँ हम सफर मेरी अप्सरा हो तुम या कोई परी तारीफ ये भी तो सच है कुछ भी नहीं तुमको पाया है तो जैसे खोया हूँ कहना चाहूंगी तो तुमसे क्या कहूँ किसी जबान में वो लफ्ज़ ही नहीं कि जिनमें तुम हो क्या तुम्हें बता सकूं मैं अगर कहूँ तुम साहसी कायनात में नहीं है कहीं तारीफ ये भी तो सच है कुछ भी नहीं
Wow, that was amazing.
That was, wasn't it? Yes, really
Well,
was.
we wish we could just stay and listen to more
But why,
and more.
but why can't we? I mean, I really want to stay.
Well, because it's 8 o'clock and people have to go eat. It's a Friday night. I so appreciate everybody who took so much time and joined us. I hope you had a great time, as good a time as we had putting this show together for everybody, right?
Yeah. Great, great, great. One quick second. Sorry about that. I was trying to see if I can share that one thing about the Giving Tuesday slide.
Yeah, but that's okay. We will notify people.
All right.
Thank you very much, Archana and Raj. I think we should wrap it up now. I know he really wants to stay.
Do we have to? I'm kidding. No. I think it's a good time to wrap up. Always end while the going's good, right? So thank you everyone for joining, and this was a great night. And Raj and Aradhana, thank you for involving me in this whole thing too. I've been here a short bit, but I have really enjoyed working with both of you, and your energy is commendable. Thank you.
Well, I tell you one thing, none of this would have been possible without help from team members. And Archana, a special shout out for you. You took command when you said, okay, we're going to do this thing. You were the first person to say, yeah, let's do it. And then not simply let's do it and then disappear or get busy. In the midst of making this commitment, you also switched jobs. You had a knee issue.
You had a knee injury
that you had to take care of, but you never ever said, oh, well, because of this I can't, because you had multiple excuses to easily back out. But clearly you are passionate about the fact that it's not simply a performance. We are doing something that is needed. That's the need of the day today. So thank you.
Thank you. No, absolutely. And you know what? It's teamwork. All of us together. There's no one. There's all of us together. And it's and everyone who's on this call and everyone who's supported us. And I think it's amazing to see everyone come together. So
wonderful. One last comment, folks. This is the first time with so many moving parts, with the videos and speakers and the awards, and we holding the award so that you all can see it, the high tech, low tech. We may have fumbled a few times. We may have made a few mistakes, mispronounced people's name. In the rush, we may have said a few things out of sequence.
Or missed out some people.
Or missed out a few people, which is the biggest mistake we could have made.
But I almost felt like this was a family environment. So I hope, you will overlook the shortcomings, right?
Yep. Thank you so very much. So with that, adios. Hip, hip.
Hooray.
Hip, hip.
Hooray.
Hip, hip.
Hooray.
Hooray.
We did it 3 times because it is 3 years since HungerMitao got started. But
and HungerMitao.
Yeah, so let's do one thing. We have still another 40 some people. Vijay, if we can unmute all and we can go into a gallery view.
You'll need to do that yourself.
Okay,
no?
we got to do that ourselves. Correct.
There you go.
Great. And everybody unmute yourself. This is the fun time, social time, chit-chat time.
And at the end of 3?
Yeah.
Raj, can you repeat what we're doing at the end of 3? We're saying HungerMitao.
All right. A 1, 2, a 3. Love it. Love it.
Bye, all. Good night. And thank you all for hosting such a wonderful event.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thanks so much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Kiran. Bye, guys.
Thanks, everyone.